Welcome all. We are currently coming to you live from a horribly crowded mess of a stadium in the desolate far reaches of Athens, Georgia. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We made the trip out here for your Kennesaw State Fighting Owls to be taking on the University of Georgia Puppers in their own stadium. We are surrounded by dissenting opinions, Andrew, and I'm absolutely terrified. How about yourself?
Could be feeling better myself, Matt, but hey, it's our job. We're here to give the people what they want, so let's watch some hockey. So far this game, not too much action going on. Kennesaw State and University of Georgia have been going back and forth, up and down the ice. No goals yet, but Georgia is on a power play right now with 1:25 left to go. And so far, it's been the story of the Owls and the Ice Dogs just trading shots, goalies making some fantastic saves, so we are still scoreless with 3:50 left to go. University of Georgia right now on the power play as they move up the blue line. Move inside, goes around Thurston, but turns it over to Kennesaw State. Kennesaw has it in the trapezoid as they try to fire it out, and they do. It goes all the way down the length of the ice where it is corralled by Georgia's goaltender. Georgia in their own zone. Fumbled a bit behind the blue line, but they regain and move back up the ice. Georgia moves into Kennesaw State territory and stops and tries to fire it on back to the point. But no, he keeps control along the boards as it's being agitated there by Justin Barazinski. Kennesaw and Georgia still going at it in a little scrum in the corner, and Kennesaw manages to clear once again to kill some more time, and Georgia's goaltender will have to freeze the puck as it was Ian McDonald that went down. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the late start. Me and my brother had to make the long trip down from Kennesaw all the way to Athens. Anyone who's made that drive knows it's not very fun, but we made it regardless. 33 seconds left on the power play for Georgia as there was a face-off in Kennesaw's offensive zone as Kennesaw State wins it. Kennesaw State, shorthanded, try to kill some time, but they lob it on back into the possession of University of Georgia. Georgia moving on up the ice, across neutral zone, across the blue line into Kennesaw State zone. A pass along to the other side of the point as Georgia has it on the left side. Gives it on back to the point, and we have a stoppage in play that may have been either a high stick or an offsides. Either way, we will have a face-off. Definitely one of the nicer arenas we've been in. I haven't really been in a ice hockey rink that has carpet going around the outside, but hey, I'm all for it because this is a nice venue. Shout out to the University of Georgia for having some good facilities. Georgia wins the face-off as it's taken on in a Kennesaw zone where it's controlled in the corner. Davis takes a huge hit and goes down, and Georgia has control at the left side point. Georgia passes along back behind Luke Thurston as they move along left side corner. Still in the left corner as he's just moving around with it, and Georgia back up to the center and back down the left side boards. A shot on Thurston is wide and goes around the outside of the boards and all the way back to neutral ice. That will be the end of the power play as Kennesaw State gets some fresh legs on the ice for an attack. Georgia fumbles the pass and ends up being an offsides. That will be another neutral zone face-off. 2:16 left to go in the first period. Score still 0-0. Aaron Tisdale coming in, lining up for the face-off against Austin Krusko for Georgia. Tisdale sends the man out of the circle because he moved early. Tisdale holding his ground. Georgia takes the face-off, but it's controlled by Kennesaw as they knock it back on into the zone. Georgia controls and is almost knocked down there by Jeremy Van de Kerkhoff, and a hard hit to the boards by Van de Kerkhoff. A centering pass in front just outside of the reach of Aaron Tisdale as Georgia moves back up the ice. 2 minutes left to go in the first period. Georgia making a push, but is controlled by Tristan Gagne behind the net. Gagne, around the boards, Festino goes a little bit too far and is in possession of Georgia, but no. Hustling down the ice is Aaron Tisdale as he narrowly avoids a check as the puck corrals all the way to the left side corner for Testino. Testino to Gagne. Gagne, a slap shot, goes wide just outside of the right post. Wes Davis now at neutral ice. Backs up into his own zone, trying to find a man to give the puck to as he finds one in Gagne. Gagne lobs it on up to Testino at neutral ice. Testino and Haas fighting for the puck now against two Georgia Bulldogs, and it is Haas that comes up with it. Haas over the blue line, and we have an offsides. A late hit as both Kennesaw and Georgia players tumble down to the ice, but everyone seems to be okay as everyone gets up, but does not seem too happy about it. 1:20 left to go in the first period. Score still 0-0. And I promise, I know all of you are missing my own brother Matt's sweet voice, but we left a piece of equipment in the car, and he had to go and get it because we were in a rush to get over here just to provide the stream. So welcome everyone once again to Athens, Georgia. Unfamiliar territory, but here we are anyway. Ian McDonald lining up for the face-off for Kennesaw State against Jackson Katz for Georgia. Katz wins the face-off as it goes all the way back down to Kennesaw zone where it will be touched by Thurston. And there is actually a Kennesaw State power play, 2 minutes for tripping against Georgia, so Kennesaw State will have the man advantage for a fresh 2 minutes. That will bring us down to the end of the period. Puck at neutral ice is bounced on into the zone by Arnold. Arnold, a hard angle wrist shot, is turned aside by Emily Barber of Georgia. Deer on the right wing. A pass over to McDonald, bounces right over a stick, cannot control it as he circles it on back behind the net. Arnold there to give chase, goes all the way up, and Georgia manages to clear to kill a little bit of time. 40 seconds left to go in the period, 1:20 left to go on the power play as Kennesaw regains possession behind Thurston as they start to push up ice. West Davis over the blue line. In a Georgia zone, gives it on up to Vanderkerkhoff. Vanderkerkhoff takes the front of the net. A shot just goes wide of the right post as it goes to the left side boards where it's controlled and neutral ice by West Davis. Davis to Deer. Deer to Vanderkerkhoff back at neutral ice. Vanderkerkhoff dances on into the zone. Vanderkerkhoff gives it on down to McDonald. McDonald in the right side corner. McDonald up to Vanderkerkhoff. A pass on over to Deer. Deer, a centering pass, is tipped out and is thrown down the length of the ice by Georgia, and that will bring us to the end of the period. The score is still 0-0, and Kennesaw will enter the second period with a blistering 41 seconds left on the power play. Hopefully that is enough to break this stalemate of a scoreboard. We will be back momentarily with the second period of action, and hopefully Matt will be back so we can have that connection once again.
Check 1, 2. Welcome back, one. Welcome back, all, to the surprisingly large, surprisingly electrical fire-free, what was it, the Classic Center?
This is the Classic Center in Athens, Georgia.
I wonder how long it's been around to be the Classic Center. Do you think it had another name before that?
Long enough to have an electrical fire.
Swing and a miss. Yikes. Of course, we would be the ones to be here on the day that there was an electrical fire.
Yeah, right?
Electrical problems seem to follow us everywhere.
I mean, it happened last week at the or 2 weeks ago at the Marriott Ice Center.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
They had a fuse blow at the Marriott Ice Center. We are just a magnet for that sort of thing. But that being said, second period of play is underway here at the Classic Center between your Kennesaw State Fighting Owls and the University of Georgia Ice Puppers.
That works.
Yeah, that's a good enough statement. And Thurston's goal is off. And
yeah,
I believe there's a Georgia player entering the penalty box right now.
It looked like either Deer or Vanderkerkhoff. I saw a 9 but didn't see a 1. I'm not sure who it was. Just got back-checked and took an absolute header right into Thurston's net. So
ooh, yikes. Hopefully
that might have been the call.
All right.
And yes, there is a penalty. That will be 2 minutes for Kennesaw State with the man advantage.
I am looking forward to these 2 minutes then, Andrew.
Absolutely. It's been a long week, man. I've missed hockey over Thanksgiving break.
I missed hockey over Thanksgiving break, too,
Man, I missed you over Thanksgiving break.
We literally stayed in the same, house.
Yeah, I know.
Every single day of the break. They
don't know that. The good people don't know that.
We were even in a car for 12 hours, for 12 hours one way to Pittsburgh and back.
Yeah. Spysinski takes the face off, gives it on over to Gagne, throws a slap shot on goal, but that's turned aside.
Andrew, what I'm saying is I'm sick of you.
I'm saying same. Testino now has on the left side boards. John Testino in the corner. Testino turns back around, gives it on over to McDonald. McDonald up to Gagne. Gagne, a wrist shot right on goal, is stopped by the goaltender, Emily Barber. Kennesaw State at the high point. A slap shot goes just wide left, and Georgia corrals it and throws it all the way back down the length of the ice. Well, Luke Thurston will play it. Thurston gives it on over to Berezinski. Berezinski, a bank pass off the boards. That was intended for Testino, but is controlled by Georgia. Georgia throws it on back to the stick of Berezinski, who lobs it on over to Tristan Gagne. Gagne throws it back behind the boards once again to Berezinski, who loses control. Georgia has it. A slap shot is turned aside. Berezinski lost the puck but made the play to block the shot, so there was good heads-up defense right there by, that is, which Berezinski brother is that? That's Justin Berezinski.
I'll tell you what, that was genuinely terrifying, though, Andrew. I'm glad we were able to avoid a bullet there.
Hey, turnovers are always scary, no matter who's involved.
Except for when it's the pastry. Oh, delicious.
43 seconds left to go on the power play. 17:25 left to go in the second period. Still scoreless. Gagne has them the left side point. As Gagne tips it on over to Berezinski. Berezinski, a wrist shot. Knocked down in front by a Georgia player. Georgia moving up ice. 28 seconds left to go on the power play. Thurston has to freeze the puck to avoid a charge.
Not quite quick enough there for the UGA offensive charge. Luke Thurston able to gobble that one up outside of his paint before any damage can be done.
17:09 left to go in the second. And Matt, I'd like to point out we are positioned at the very top center of the Georgia student section, so this should be an interesting broadcast.
I'm terrified, Andrew. I need help. Oh!
A hard slap shot goes off the pad of Thurston and into the mesh, where it will be another offensive zone faceoff for Georgia.
And a lucky fan grabs that one off of the side and throws it to a...
Does he throw it or hand it?
I think he might just...
Is he going to catch it? He caught it.
Good for him. All right, Kennesaw State now coming up along the near boards.
McDonald takes a hard check into the boards, bounces right back on his feet, and chases the puck even more as it's thrown around the boards to Evan Deer. Deer. The left side boards on back to Jeremy Vandekerkhoff. Vandekerkhoff back to Deer. Deer, a wrist shot, goes around the boards to Berezinski. Berezinski back around the boards, it looks like for McDonald. McDonald fights a man off and tries to control the corner. A back check there taken by McDonald as Deer comes in to help him out and knocks him clean to the ice. Georgia still scrapping for the puck in the corner as it leaks all the way back out to neutral zone where it is swatted at by Berezinski and controlled by Vandekerkhoff.
Really interesting play there from Berezinski. Shot it straight off of the far side, or the left side, I guess, from this perspective, boards, straight back to himself.
Well, you know, those Berezinski boys, they're always making heads-up plays. Speaking of Berezinski boys, Berezinski now back behind the net, behind Thurston. Berezinski throws it around to Gagne. Gagne up to Testino. Testino moving up ice across the blue line, chips it on in behind the goaltender. Georgia takes a whack at it all the way back down to the point for Spicinski, but it leaks out or will be controlled by Gagne. Gagne on over to Berezinski. Berezinski has to backtrack to get the puck and throws it behind Luke Thurston to Gagne. Gagne immediately tries to get it out and takes a hard check from a Georgia player. Spicinski up, gets tangled in the skate to Testino, but he finds it and manages to push it on back to Georgia's zone, but Georgia takes control once again. Georgia at neutral ice, might have been a breakaway here. Thurston get out of his cage to get ready. A backhand is just off at Thurston. Fantastic recovery by Luke Thurston. A backhanded shot hits his pads, and the rebound slaps straight at his chest, but Luke Thurston, ever on his game, just snatches it up.
That was terrifying, Andrew.
I may have popped the audio there. I was so excited.
You did. You literally clipped the entire audio. That was so intense.
That's how good of a save it was.
It was shot off of the back of the net and then immediately centered for Luke Thurston to recover and make a heroic, nothing short of heroic save, Andrew.
Fantastic save nonetheless. 15:22 left to go in the second period. Power play expired a long time ago, as now it is Ryan Moran that's chasing the puck up.
It's true.
What's up?
I just noticed.
What'd you notice?
This is like
Please enlighten me.
Very common thing, though. I feel like I have the worst case of deja vu in my life.
How so?
Right? Because every single girl or group of girls that walks down past our camera looks exactly the same. It's like I think it's the exact same group every single time, and it's terrifying in that capacity.
Why don't you go down there and ask him, Matt? Find out if it is the same
I'd
group.
I'd really rather not.
You don't want to interact with Georgia fans.
No, I don't want to get caught in the twilight zone.
Wrist shot put on goal is stopped by the glove hand of Luke. Scoreless for both teams, but it should be 1-0. But Luke Thurston denied that in a hurry.
Yes, he did. Shut it down like, I don't know, honestly. Just like
nice.
Like
I'll have to use that one later.
Like the Classic Center's electrical circuitry. Hey, that's an electrical fire joke.
I would drop my mic on the ground and leave, but I paid money for this mic.
Did you?
Yeah.
You bought that one, right?
I bought this one. You bought that
right,
one.
Good. Just
this
make
is
it
my
sure.
microphone.
Yeah, just making sure.
Offensive zone faceoff for University of Georgia, as Spicinski will take this one. Georgia wins the faceoff. It's tapped onto the left side point, and a lobbing shot is off the blocker of Thurston, and Berezinski will collect.
That was a bit of a knuckler there. It looked like it would have been difficult to track.
But Thurston, always on his game, made the play regardless. Berezinski really giving a Georgia player of the business, harassing him to no end as Gagne comes up with the puck off the boards to Deer. Deer, a backhanded pass just out of the reach of Spysinski as Georgia takes control at neutral ice. Georgia dumps the puck all the way back down as Gagne throws it around the boards, intended for Deer, but Georgia gets with it first. Goes all the way to the middle of the ice. That was a fantastic piece of stick handling there by that Georgia player. And a shot off the post, and Georgia lights the lantern for the first goal of the game.
UGA, with that much time in the offensive zone, Andrew, it was only a matter of time before they managed to put one in the back of the net. Doesn't mean I'm any more happy about it.
Nope, body's all in front of the net, and he rang that one off the post. An inch to the right, and we'd still have a 0-0 game, but hey, sometimes that just happens. First goal of the game goes to Georgia at 13:54 in the second period.
Them's the breaks, as they say.
Ian McDonald coming in for the faceoff. As one of Georgia's staff is running on the ice. I don't know why. Okay, he's on the bench. Now we can drop the puck. Ian McDonald takes the faceoff back to Gagne. Gagne over to Berezinski. Berezinski, a bank pass off the boards of Vandekerkov. And Vandekerkov moves in the Georgia zone. A wrist shot deflected before it can leave his stick as attempted to be chased down by Testino, but Georgia gets there first. Georgia, a backhanded pass is intercepted by Gagne. Gagne, having some magic on the left side of the ice, throws it around behind the boards. Berezinski chases that one down, gives it under a Testino, but it's intercepted by a Georgia player before it can be corralled. Georgia, neutral ice, across the blue line, and that will be an offside. .13 left to go in the second period as Aaron Tisdale lines up for this neutral zone faceoff. The drop of the puck, it goes to University of Georgia as it attempted to be blasted on into the Kennesaw zone but gets tangled in a Georgia Bulldog skates. Aaron Tisdale takes the pass, tries to throw it up to the boards to himself, but it's caught in the equipment of one of the Georgia players and it is banked off the boards back to neutral ice, but is controlled back in Georgia's zone. And now Georgia has it at the red line.
I am now back, Andrew. Thank you. I do secure our
Internet
Wi-Fi situation.
That would be bad if all of a sudden our stream went down.
Throwing shade at Georgia's stream.
No, I'm not.
In their own dojo.
I might be. All right. Anyway, Kennesaw State in the right side corner. That is Max Haas trying to fight for the puck. And Tisdale's able to come up with it and throws it around the goaltender where Georgia will get there first. Someone loses a stick. That seems to happen in every game we go to. And now Gagne goes all the way back to collect, and there will be no icing as it was touched by a Kennesaw State Owl.
It's not a Kennesaw State hockey game if someone doesn't lose a little lumber, Andrew.
Always seems to happen. Aaron Tisdale moving up ice. A hard slap shot from the point is blocked away by the Georgia goaltender. That is John Testino in the corner now, fighting for possession, along with Tisdale. Tisdale throws it around the boards and is controlled by University of Georgia. Georgia, over the blue line, is stopped by Berezinski as he blasts it all the way back into Georgia's zone, where it will be tapped along by the goaltender. Georgia, back in their own zone, at the neutral ice. Dump and chase around the boards. It is stopped by Thurston, and Thurston gives it on back to Berezinski. Berezinski nearly avoids a huge check as Georgia has it on the right side point, and a pass all the way around the boards will be collected by the Georgia Bulldog. A hard hit there by Gagne. Gagne sandwiches him into the boards and makes sure he's not getting any piece of that puck anytime soon. Georgia has it on the left side point. A wrist shot is blocked aside by Luke Thurston and up into the mesh. We will have an offensive zone faceoff.
That one managed to find its way all the way to Thurston from the near side point. And I'll tell you what, good on him for tracking that one all the way in and throwing it up into the net out of play, or else we would be staring a 2-0 game in the face. And I don't want to deal with that, Andrew. We drove too far to lose a humiliating game.
Way too far. And hey, one bad goal isn't going to stop Luke Thurston from being on his game. We'll see how he can respond.
Absolutely.
Kennesaw State wins the faceoff. It's on over to Gagne. Gagne around the boards will be controlled by Vandekerkov as he gets checked and loses the puck as it bounces back into Kennesaw State's zone. Berezinski fighting for control now as it's almost a centering pass, but it's blocked aside by Vandekerkov, and a lazy wrist shot put on goal by Georgia and is collected, and another shot put in just above the left side post. Georgia's taking horrendous shots, hoping something will go in. And a centering pass now was backhanded and sticked aside by
my
Luke Thurston.
goodness,
Another fantastic save in front.
That one found its way all the way through to the paint, Andrew, and managed to skitter just by. Ooh.
A wrist shot deflected, just goes wide of Thurston, as Kennesaw State desperately needs to find a way to get out of their own zone, and there was a stoppage in play.
Tell you what, Andrew, another nice little observation during the stoppage in play. I've never seen so many jewels in my life. In my entire life.
Matt, we're in Athens, Georgia. I don't know what else you expected, man.
I guess. Still terrified.
The 14 to 25-year-old nicotine market has never been bigger. Anyway, Ian McDonald coming in for the face-off. Sorry for that side note. As Georgia takes it, and a hard wrist shot is put on goal, but stopped by the chest and into the glove of Luke Thurston. 10:34 left to go in the second period, as Kennesaw just can't seem to find a way out of their defensive zone. They need to put some pressure on Georgia and do it fast before Georgia gets another point on the board.
I completely agree, Andrew. I just got a request, or I don't know when this was per se, but I did just get a request to zoom in a little bit. I'll do that if I can, but our situation is, it's been better.
Hey, they're working with the fans. I like that. Georgia wins the faceoff and has it around the right side corner. A centering pass hops over the stick of a Georgia Bulldog after a check by Berezinski. Kennesaw State now moving up ice. And as James Barrett gives it on back to Berezinski, Berezinski loses it. And a wrist shot is blocked aside by Thurston. Thurston, a beautiful save off the rebound. Thurston, a third save. Luke Thurston doing everything and more in the paint and just stops away, I think, 4 or 5 shots. Thurston getting a save count up today.
Andrew, that was an incredible effort from Luke Thurston. Everyone should be taking notes on how to be a decent goaltender because that is how you do it.
NHL wears his contract. Georgia now on the right side boards, up at the high point. A slap shot deflected by a skate of James Barrett as Barrett races after it. Georgia back in their own zone. Up the neutral ice as they go on through the blue line. Georgia on the right side wing. Checked off the puck there by Tisdale, and Testino comes to collect. Testino fighting for control right behind Luke Thurston. A centering pass off the skate of a Georgia Bulldog as now Kennesaw tries to clear it but cannot. Georgia on the right side wing. A shot is sticked up and out of play by Luke Thurston. 9:16 left to go in this second period as Matt, this student section just keeps filling up.
You are not kidding. I don't know where they keep getting all the room.
I mean, we're hogging about 5, 6 seats.
6 seats, yeah.
But hey,
I wish it were more.
It's for the good of the fans. It's for the good of the fans.
For the good of the real fans. Hey, everyone watching this stream, don't tell anybody, but you're our favorite. Not the gigantic student section here. They suck. The people watching the SuperGameCastBros, KSU versus UGA college hockey night. You guys are the real MVPs. We appreciate you more than I appreciate J. Edgar Hoover.
Matt, you sound like you're talking into a barrel.
I'm being secretive so that nobody else hears us.
I mean, hey, that's one way to pass a timeout.
Yeah, I like these official timeouts. They're padding the runtime.
Absolutely.
More ad revenue for us. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, nobody sponsors us. That's a hint to anyone out there with money that wants to throw it our way.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want free advertising for anywhere from 16 to 20 people at a time,
then you found the right place.
Boy, do we have a stream for you.
Hey, Matt, you know what I've never seen before?
Tell me.
Not only does this arena have carpet around it, but, Matt, there is a bouncy castle in the left corner.
Yeah, that's right. There's a bouncy castle in the hockey arena. That's incredible. Also, I've never seen a hockey arena that is... I bet money that when this configuration is not in place, this whole thing is carpeted, but the entire entryway over there where the media section is all carpeted. It's hilarious.
It's insane. This place is beautiful.
We are also in a hotel.
Yeah, that would make sense.
This is a hotel.
Yes. In Athens, Georgia, so you know they got money.
I would hope. But
apparently enough money to blast Sweet Caroline on repeat through the PA system. Anyway, Ian McDonald loses the face-off, but it gets knocked behind at Tristan Gagne. Gagne gives it on over to Vanderkerkhoff on the left side boards as Vanderkerkhoff neatly dodges the defender and gives it on up to Testino. Bounces off of Testino's stick, but is controlled by Georgia behind their own goaltender. Georgia throws it around the left side boards and is being fought for now between two Bulldogs and what looks like Ian McDonald. McDonald throws it on back to Gagne. Gagne on the left side point. A wrist shot deflected off of two people, but just goes wide right. Testino fighting in the corner. Throws it around the back of the net, or is collected by a Georgia Bulldog. Georgia throws it up ice and is controlled by Berezynski before they can make a play on it. Puck gets thrown to the left side corner, and in a hard angle shot is stopped by Luke Thurston twice, and another rebound continuing to be stopped by Luke Thurston. He is sealing that left edge.
A stoppage as McDonald comes away with the puck. Why did they stop? Oh, net came off.
Ah. Hey, Matt, you know what it's called when the net comes off, right?
Oh, yes.
You know what it's called, right?
Is it called a UNC Charlotte?
It's called a UNC Charlotte. No, it's not.
What was it?
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina, that's right.
No, was it Coastal Carolina or UNC Charlotte?
I think it was UNC Charlotte.
Might have been. Yeah, it's UNC Charlotte. See what Thanksgiving break has done to me?
It's fried your brain like an egg.
It's like a Thanksgiving turkey. Gagne takes a hard hit, and it is tipped in front, but patted away by McDonald as it goes to the right side corner where Georgia will try to control. John Testino has it instead and tries to flip it up to neutral ice and successfully does, but Georgia controls once again. Kennesaw State getting some fresh legs on the ice as Testino takes a break. Gagne fans on a pass, and it gets put in front and just wide of the cage. Was a shot by Georgia Bulldog. A wrist shot all the way in, gets sticked up and out of play by Luke Thurston once again. 7:56 left to go in the second period. Score is still 1-0. Matt, I didn't even notice you changed the score. That is amazing dexterity for my brother over there.
No problem, my man. I do yoga. I don't actually do yoga. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to lie to you
Okay,
guys.
Drew Spasinski in on the face-off. Won by Georgia and is thrown up into the catching glove of Berezynski. Berezynski up to Haas off the boards. Haas has to race after it.
I'll tell you what, Andrew. If I were Kennesaw, granted, I'm not on the coaching staff, and I am also an idiot.
Yes, to both of those things.
I believe what we should be focusing on right now, more than anything else, is just pure time in the offensive zone. We need to have a better time of possession because that's how Georgia's managed to get their only goal tonight, and that's how they've managed to stay so dominant throughout the first two periods.
Absolutely. And we had a centering pass that just hopped over the stick of Deere. That would have been an amazing opportunity. As the centering pass for Deere again gets backhanded off this skate.
I guess these lovely ladies don't care about quality streams.
Hey, it's fine. They're not here for the stream. They're here for the game and beer.
They are definitely here for beer.
But anyway, Georgia throws it back into the Kennesaw State zone where some Georgia Bulldogs will make a change, get some fresh legs on the ice. Gagne has it behind the net and throws it up off the glass, intended for Tisdale, but it gets thrown right back around to Luke Thurston. Thurston gives it on back to Berezynski as Berezynski plays with it behind the net and throws it on over. Off the referee, past Gagne, where it is collected by a Georgia Bulldog. Georgia, a centering pass. Amazing stop there by Luke Thurston as he patted it up in the air and then swatted it away with his stick. Amazing coordination there by our goaltender.
That was actually incredible.
The scrum in the corner now between McDonald, Gagne, and two Bulldogs. Tisdale also in to lend a hand.
That sounds like the setup to a knock-knock joke. Not a knock-knock joke, but a walk into a bar joke.
And then Gagne, McDonald, and two Bulldogs?
Yeah, Gagne, McDonald, and two Bulldogs walk into a bar. I think McDonald has to leave because he's a freshman still. Is he a freshman?
McDonald? I don't think so. You're thinking of Tisdale.
Oh, that's right.
Speaking of McDonald, he threw a shot on goal but collects his own rebound behind the net as Georgia takes over. Georgia attempts a clear and manages to do just that as they start to push up ice. Berezynski back on defense, laying down, tries to block a shot and manages to turn it aside just wide of Luke Thurston's goal. Testino throws it on up to Vanakerkov. Vanakerkov makes a nice little move but loses control. Vanakerkov in the right side corner. Attempted pass there, but it gets sticked away before he can make a play on it. Georgia moving back up ice. We apologize, everyone in the audience, for the people walking in front of our camera. We have no control. Berezynski now back in his own zone. Throws it off the glass, actually off the back of a Georgia Bulldog in the bench. I didn't know you could call bank and do that.
All right, I just got a live alert that I don't know what a plane has landed at KSU. Is this a thing? Like, did an actual literal plane land at? No way!
What happened? Do I need to pull up Twitter?
A airplane crashed on KSU main campus. On campus.
I live there.
On Campus Loop Road, and all passengers were conscious following impact.
No way.
Hopefully that means they were all okay.
Hopefully. Well, it turns out this isn't just hockey broadcast. This is also breaking news, Matt. Thank you to that fan that sent us that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, Matt, you get on that so you can get more of that story. I'll focus on hockey.
Yeah. The chat giving me the spicy live updates. I appreciate it, guys.
Georgia now with control. Gives it on over to Kennesaw neutral ice.
We hope everybody's all right.
Always do. Max Haas now takes a check as Georgia brings it back into their own zone.
Max Haas bounces right up after that hard check. I'll tell you what, he watches a lot of hockey or so, I hear.
Just a little bit. Berezinski throws it off the boards, just trying to catch a breather as Georgia with this relentless pressure. Haas takes another check, but it is controlled by Deere. Deere brings it in. A backhander goes just wide as Georgia collects it on the right side boards. Georgia throws a backhanded pass up, but stopped by a skate as Berezinski tries to collect it. He does.
Knock that guy out if he keeps walking in front of him.
Vander Kerkhoff throws a shot just right and tries to collect behind the cage. Vander Kerkhoff, a centering pass controlled by Georgia, and we have a stoppage in play. .421 left to go in the second period. Score still 1-0. Apparently it was a small plane, Matt. Just a small one.
Oh, really?
Still a plane, though. Thing is, I'm going back to main campus tonight. I live on that campus, so I'm going to have to check. Scope it out. I hope that doesn't mean traffic when I get home. Ugh.
Yeah, hopefully.
Anyway, McDonald takes the face-off. Handled by Arnold, throws it behind the net. McDonald now behind the cage around the left side boards as he gets swarmed by two Bulldogs. McDonald loses the puck, and a bank pass is held in the zone by Berezinski, but immediately thrown back to a Georgia Bulldog as it's zipped around the length of the boards. McDonald now in the corner. Takes a few back checks from a Georgia player, and it is thrown up and just out of reach of Gagne, and Berezinski will come back to collect. Berezinski off the boards. Gives it on over to Arnold. These refs really like getting in the way as Evan Deere tries to move over the blue line and make it stripped. Arnold with a nice check in the corner, and Georgia has it back at neutral ice. Georgia in a Kennesaw State zone. A slow wrist shot is kicked aside by Luke Thurston and controlled by Arnold. Arnold throws it out of the zone where Georgia must retreat to be onside, as now Gagne collects it and a back pass up for Deere. Nice little swim move there, but Georgia gets to it first. Georgia moving back up ice. Crosses into Kennesaw State territory. A slap shot is stopped and held by Luke Thurston. And now there's a little bit of a shoving match going on in front of Thurston.
Ooh, I don't know. A little extracurricular. And Student Center clearly not having a very good time of it. Yo, tell me, Andrew, that this is a UGA penalty.
We'll see.
Oh, he's pointing some people off.
It's probably offsetting minors, right?
I hope not. I hope it's just a penalty on UGA. Or no penalties, alternatively.
Just a gentleman's disagreement on the ice.
As per the usual.
Yep, no penalty. Play will continue at full strength as Georgia takes the neutral zone face-off. Puck goes on back to Gagne. Gagne throws it across the ice to Berezinski, who gives it up to Testino. Testino moves across neutral ice and manages to chip it into Georgia's zone, but Spysinski must collect it and throw it back in to avoid an offsides. And Deere goes to chase it down behind the goaltender as it is thrown off the boards, and Georgia will start the push. Georgia loses the puck on over to Berezinski, but gets the bounce, and a shot is stopped by the stick of Gagne. Good piece of stick work there. A centering pass in front is stopped by Berezinski and controlled by Berezinski, and now he looks to make a push. Berezinski over the blue line, a nice move in front, and gets leveled in front, but a rebound by Testino is stopped by the Georgia goaltender. Testino now in the corner, but is controlled by Georgia as he catches it and moves along to neutral ice. Georgia up the blue line, the 2-on-1 developing. A shot is saved by Thurston. Rebound controlled and moved just wide. Thurston making an incredible save there like he always does.
Luke Thurston, you are the man, the myth, the legend.
Georgia controls it at neutral ice once again as it's thrown off the knee pads of Spysinski and thrown back into the Georgia zone by Vander Kerkhoff. 2 minutes flat left to go in the second period. Score still 1-0 thanks to Luke Thurston keeping the puck out of the net as McDonald has the turnover. A shot, and Ian McDonald goes top shelf glove side to light the lamp for Kennesaw State. The score is all tied up with 1:52 left to go in this second period.
You know, Ian McDonald has those handles, Andrew, and I'll tell you what, one thing he's capable of doing is putting that puck on the net.
He's done it all year, and we've loved every minute of it.
You are not kidding. I'm currently loving it. I'm loving it in the midst of all of the haters.
For all those stat keepers out there, Ian McDonald's goal at 1:52 left in the second.
Oh, nice, Andrew.
Yeah.
But that's not how you report hockey scores.
Doesn't matter. I'm doing it anyway, the way I do it. The Super Gamecast Bros way,
That
which
would
is the
be-
wrong way every time. That's how we do it.
That'd be 1808, Andrew.
Yeah, I'm not good at math. Georgia wins the faceoff as it goes all the way back down to Kennesaw State zone. Georgia has it on the high right point, and a shot almost deflected but kicked aside by Luke Thurston as Vander Kirchhoff now controls the left side boards. Vander Kirchhoff gets brushed off the puck there, surrounded by two Bulldogs as Georgia ends up with it in the left side corner. A centering pass is stopped by Berezinski as Testino throws a long pass up to Vander Kirchhoff.
I'll tell you what, UGA is looking to make a very quick statement once again by scoring very quickly. But if Kennesaw State can weather this initial storm, they can pull the old-fashioned rope-a-dope, the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and if they manage to weather this offensive charge from UGA here, I believe they'll be in a much better spot.
And not only an offensive charge, but Georgia has been putting some big hits on us the entire game. They're going to have to get tired after a while, I think.
Yes, indeed.
McDonald, the goal scorer, moves up the left side of the ice, puts a backhand on goal, and it is just high over the crossbar. UGA controls now as they move up to neutral ice into Kennesaw State zone off the skate of Gagne. A pass in front is sticked away by Luke Thurston and chased after by Berezinski. Berezinski and Spysinski in front. Spysinski with the check as Arnold takes it and throws it on over to Deer. Deer skates over the logo, over the blue line. A wrist shot put on goal right into the chest of the Georgia goaltender. That is Emily Barber. 21.4 seconds left to go in the second period. Score still 1-1. Luke Thurston with some miraculous saves this game. This has been a highlight reel game for him so far.
You are not kidding, Andrew.
Offensive zone faceoff for Kennesaw State. It is Drew Spysinski that will take this one. Spysinski gets tangled up in some equipment and hits the ice as it looks like Kennesaw State managed to win it. But Georgia manages to get the bounce in their own corner. And a check by Vander Kirchhoff, a slap shot deflected twice and in.
Kennesaw State.
A hard slap shot from the point by Vander Kirchhoff, or maybe Gagne. No, that's Berezinski. I'm getting my numbers mixed up. That is Berezinski with a hard slap shot from the point. And it gets deflected by, it looks like two Owls and maybe a Bulldog, and somehow finds its way to the back of the net. That is 2-1 Kennesaw with 7.7 left to go in the second period. Kennesaw making every second count in this second period.
Yes, indeed they are, Andrew. I'm just going to adjust the camera angle real quick if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Whatever's better for the fans, Matt.
It might get a smidgen blurry here.
Spysinski on the faceoff. Georgia takes it as Vander Kirchhoff rushes to control, but it is frozen by Georgia's goaltender.
Alrighty. That should be okay.
Six seconds flat left to go in the second period. And I apologize to all of our Kennesaw State fans who are listening that me and Matt aren't absolutely losing our minds at every goal, but I don't feel like getting mobbed.
I mean, we'll be okay if we end up losing our minds. I think I'm going to regardless at some point.
If we
here.
get the win, that's gonna be Gloat City all the way back to the car as we speed out of here.
At Mach 1. Good old-fashioned meet and greet going on in front of the camera here. It's a good thing I zoomed in to hopefully cut out a little bit of the crowd walking into our frame.
Someone may have had one too many as he almost takes a tumble down the stairs.
I'll tell you what, I'd say 40% of the audience here tonight has had a couple too many.
That might be it. Might be some blockages in front of the camera real quick. Hey, Matt, I can't quite see. Is someone injured on the play?
I honestly think they might be reviewing the goal or something. I have no idea.
Either reviewing the goal or trying to fix the clock.
Yeah, that is it.
One of those two. Looks like they changed to 5 seconds flat left to go in the second period as Spysinski comes in for the faceoff.
Was that really the debate?
They were having a full-on debate as to what we were doing about 4 seats to our right.
Oh, wait, is that what that was?
I think, yeah.
They were debating?
Well, no, the audience was.
Yeah.
There were about 6 people to our right that were trying to figure out this whole time just what we were doing. If you have ears, you can hear that we're announcing a game.
Really? Yeah, wait, what? People announce
There's
games?
actually a football game going on down the street. We have a live feed of that. We're just broadcasting that one instead.
That would be amazing, dude. That would be incredible.
We just wanted to set up in a nice hockey arena.
So wait, if we have a camera
Yes.
and 2 microphones,
Yes.
what would...
And rosters. I'm holding 2 rosters. That says Kennesaw State Owls and UGA Ice Dogs.
Under what circumstances would we not be broadcasting this game?
I don't know, Matt. But welcome to Athens, buddy, as that will conclude the second period of action here. As Kennesaw State with the 1-goal lead going into the third period. We will be back shortly.
Do not go anywhere, everyone. We will be back with maybe if we can set it up tonight, a special treat for you. Alrighty, everyone. Hopefully you can hear the sultry sounds of my voice because we have a nice special treat for you here tonight. We waited till today to roll it out because, you know, we've got finals, we've got tests, we have a whole lot of time that we don't have for editing videos. So I'll tell you what, hopefully you enjoy this one. We have a couple more, hopefully, in the pipeline. This is from a few games back. Andrew, do you remember which game this was?
Yes, this was the 3-0 victory against Florida Atlantic.
The 3-0 victory versus Florida Atlantic University. Andrew, that's why I keep you around. You're basically an almanac. So enjoy this, everybody. I'll go ahead and cue it up here. It is the very first official Super Gamecast Brothers interview. What is going on, guys? It is Matt Leonard with the Super Gamecast Brothers here with the one, the only Aaron Tisdale. Got some questions for you, my man, but first, congratulations on the win. They've cleared the scoreboard, but you guys blew them out 3-0.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about how you're feeling, about how the game went.
Well, a lot of them really just put their hard effort into it, but they just suck. They're not as good as us.
Couldn't agree more.
They try to hit us. We hit harder and got a couple more in there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that actually brings me to my next question. You are, at least from what we've seen, one of the guys that is one of the headhunters. You go out there and you make the hits, making the big hits, and it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I have a question though. Is that how big of an influence did the WWE have on your style of play in terms of hockey?
Actually, not a whole lot. I just, I've seen a few moves every now and
Definitely.
then. Definitely RKO, every now and then that comes around. I try not to do that one on the ice. But,
we try, but
sometimes it happens.
yeah, I mean, it happens, it happens. Also, your friend and teammate, Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff,
Yep.
he was in the box for a record amount of time tonight. What was going down between him and the referee that made that got the referee's panties in a bunch as much as it did?
Well, tater tots is what I like to call him because he's so small. But he always asks him if he would be that mad if he was so short.
So it's just getting under his skin today?
So basically, yeah. He just Tots is just he's a guy who probably takes shit at work.
Oh, I know that feeling, man. Alrighty. So recently you guys took a trip up to Liberty University in Virginia. Question about that is, who is the absolute worst person to sit on that bus next to? Like, if you had to avoid anybody sitting on that bus for any reason.
There's probably two people.
All right, who would they be and why?
Deere, Evan Deere.
Evan Deere.
Because, well, he's a big guy. He takes protein shakes, so he's got the protein parts. It's not very good. It doesn't smell good.
Definitely. It's like a whole section of the bus you got to clear out.
Oh, yeah. And then Connor Wheelan.
Why is that?
Dude, he just can't sleep.
Can't sleep. I hear that, man. Definitely.
Got to get a good rest in before the game.
I feel that, man. Alrighty. Final question. Salsa or queso, and why?
Probably queso.
Queso, why?
It's nice and warm, and definitely goes well with the chips.
I feel that, bro.
Okay.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much for coming on up here after the game. Aaron Tisdale, everybody.
Thanks.
We will catch you guys at the next game, and good luck with any games that we end up missing.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome back, one. Welcome back, all, to the Classic Center. It's so old, they had to name it a Classic. It's going to be a vintage in, 25? What's the difference, Andrew? Vintage is 25 years, and Classic is 50?
I don't know my knowledge on
something like that.
On
I know
those
there's an
terms
official
up-to-date.
classification for that.
There's one for cars.
Regardless, apologies for that rocky reintroduction to the period. As per the usual, somebody keeps unplugging our power supply in between periods. Not to worry, however, we are back with a vengeance for this third period.
I sense sabotage, Matt.
You know what? I actually kind of do as well.
Anyway, Georgia won that opening faceoff, but is now pushed all the way back to the Georgia zone in the left side corner, where it is caught out of the air by Deere. Deere gets held and thrown down to the ice. I'm surprised that wasn't a penalty, as now it is Spicinski that has control of the puck. Spicinski is thrown on over to Gagne, and it is swatted at in front, and Gagne ends up throwing it all the way back. Georgia now on the right side. A collision in front with Deere, as Georgia now has it on the left wing and controls as they move up the blue line. Georgia across neutral ice into Kennesaw State territory as they throw it on and around the boards, where Berezinski will collect. Berezinski fighting for the puck now as it goes on back to Haas. Haas, a backhanded pass all the way up just out of the reach of Gagne, and that will become an icing. Actually, one of the first icings of the game, Matt. This has been incredible.
A relatively icing-free game. Still going to manage to take longer than...
I'll tell you, Matt, that's the sign of a good hockey game, not the sign of a good bakery. Icing free.
I agree. That'd be trash.
19 minutes left to go in the third period. Score is still 2-1.
All right, just going to zoom out here a little bit. Hopefully you won't mind.
I don't.
To cover the rest of the offensive zone, because that's what I care
Georgia
about.
won the faceoff, and a slap shot put on goals turned aside by a body in front before it can reach Thurston. Georgia, who has a pass clear across the blue line as Haas attempts a check on a much bigger Georgia Bulldog and manages to disrupt him just enough to get him off the puck. Georgia now in the right side corner, fighting for control, and it is Kennesaw that comes up with it. A lob all the way back down the ice to the left side corner, where Georgia will gather for an icing. 18:33 left to go in the third period. Matt, some very interesting things happened during the intermission, and I don't just mean that interview.
Tell me about it, Andrew. What went down? What transpired?
I've never seen more people in one arena wear the same outfit in my life.
It really is incredible, isn't it?
It's like everyone's a twin. It's really, you're right. You were right in the first period. Second period. I'm losing my mind, man.
This is one of those. This is one of those campuses and one of those cultures where it's really an if I had a nickel scenario, right? If I had a nickel for every dirty blonde female I saw wearing a beige shirt, I'd be a billionaire, Andrew.
We could probably fund this broadcast to get some more people in here.
Ooh, that'd be awesome. Get a whole broadcast crew. That'd be delightful.
One can dream. One can dream.
Yes, indeed.
Georgia behind Luke Thurston's net, and a big scrum in the corner now between Berezinski and two Bulldogs as Georgia eventually wins the battle and has it on the right side point. A shot goes all the way wide in the left side corner as Kennesaw State ends up with it. A pass gets tipped about 40 feet in the air as it is chased down by Vanderkerkhoff, who wins the battle, and a shot put just over the right side post as the ref gets in the way once again.
Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff turning on the Jets for that one.
He wants this win bad. McDonald now in the center of the ice throws it off the boards almost to himself, but it's Vanderkerkhoff. Vanderkerkhoff gets hit but stays on his feet and controls for a pass to McDonald. McDonald brings it to the center, a shot off the shoulder of the goaltender as it is controlled in the corner by UGA.
I'll tell you what, plenty of quality chances from Kennesaw State here early in the third period.
I'm liking the offense. It's a breakaway now for Georgia. Thurston comes out of his cage, and a beautiful kick save by Luke Thurston. Does it once again. He stopped about 3 breakaways today.
Andrew, would you have expected anything less?
No, I wouldn't. From our own goaltender, Luke Thurston. I'll tell you, there's a few NHL
really?
teams that can use a good backup.
You're going to call a tripping penalty on that? That's
Not a penalty on KSU?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a fresh 2 minutes for Georgia with a man advantage, as there was 17:09 left to go in the third period. Kennesaw's power play has been pretty good throughout the last couple games, but this Georgia team has a pretty powerful offense, so we'll see how this plays out. The Kennesaw State coach having some words with the referee as to why that was not a trip.
I agree.
But I don't think that will change their mind.
Yeah, I mean, I personally very much agree with the sentiments of the coach there. That did not seem to be much of a tripping whatsoever.
Yeah, but a call's a call. We got to play through it.
Absolutely. Kennesaw's penalty kill has been absolutely stellar this year. Hopefully, they can continue that trend here in the third period of play and hang on to this lead that they've built for themselves.
We got a 1-goal lead, so a goal won't kill us, but it'll certainly be detrimental to our momentum.
Yes, indeed, Andrew.
Both teams lining up at the face-off in the left circle in front of Luke Thurston. As for some reason, they continue to not drop the puck. All right, here we go. Puck is dropped, and it is won by UGA. It's thrown to the high point. A wrist shot is in and out of the glove of Luke Thurston, and a slap shot from point blank goes high over the crossbar, swatted out by the stick of Thurston, and is controlled by Georgia at the high point. Georgia on the left side wing. Controls, feathers it on down to the trapezoid, and it's back out to the left side wing, back to the high point. The left wing once again. Fans on the shot and is stripped by Berezynski as Kennesaw State chases after it, but it goes in front and controlled on the left side boards by Georgia once again. Back to the high point. A wrist shot knocked down by the shoulder of McDonald as it is thrown behind the cage of Thurston, swatted out by Gagne, but cannot get to it. Nice back check there, drops Georgia player to his knees as McDonald races to try to get to the puck first, and he does. McDonald racing up the ice, puts a shot on goal and stopped. Tried to go 5-hole, but it is stopped by the Georgia goaltender, Emily Barber, before McDonald can have a shorthanded goal. 1:12 left to go on this penalty. Score still 2-1. 16:21 left to go in the third period. Matt McDonald, known for his speed, just trying to make a shorthanded opportunity for himself. I'd like to see some more of that.
I completely agree, Andrew.
Deer in for the faceoff. And after a bit of a scrap for it, UGA comes up with it and makes the push down the center of the ice. Gives it on over to the right side point as Georgia takes it into Kennesaw State zone. Georgia on the right side boards, back to the right point. A wrist shot in and out of the glove of Luke Thurston as batted behind around the net, but controlled by UGA once again. Georgia. The left side point, a slap shot off a body in front and bounces to the right corner as it is still controlled by the Bulldogs. Kennesaw State almost manages to get a turnover as a check sends a Kennesaw player sprawling to the ice. That was Evan Deer, and he looks hurt. He probably landed on a leg wrong. I hope he's okay, as Kennesaw State manages to get a clear so they can get the proper men on the ice.
I really hope Evan Deer is all right here.
He's been a playmaker all year. We need him out there. Georgia throws it back into the Kennesaw State zone with 20 seconds left to go on this power play. 15:29 left to go in the period as Kennesaw has it in the corner. That is Berezynski trapping it in the corner, trying to find some help as Berezynski takes a shot from a Georgia player on the back that knocks him down to the ice as Georgia ends up with it. A pass to the high point. A pass to the right side point. Georgia has it on the right wing, and a centering pass goes for Georgia, and a shot on goal is fought off about 3 times by Luke Thurston and eventually put in the back of the net as Luke Thurston can only make so many saves. Made about 3 of them from his back as Georgia ties up the game at 15 minutes flat and is now 2-2.
Far too many offensive rebounds there, Andrew. Far too many offensive rebounds for University of Georgia. A bit of a defensive lapse there for Kennesaw State results in the game going to a tie.
I think it was the injury to Evan Deer that really threw Kennesaw State off their game. They didn't really know how to recover from that, and Georgia capitalized on it as quick as they could.
Dang it.
Ian McDonald in for the faceoff now, and he wins it cleanly as it throws it all the way back into Georgia's zone. Georgia controls it behind their goaltender, chased by Tisdale. UGA moving up ice over the blue line and is almost stripped of the puck there, but instead he lobs it down to the corner where it would be controlled by Gagne. Gagne around the boards attempted for Haas, but is intercepted by Georgia before it can get to him. Georgia still behind Thurston's goal as it is corralled by McDonald and thrown up to Haas. Haas tries to clear, cannot do it. A slap shot from the point goes wide right of Luke Thurston. Georgia blasted on back in behind the boards where McDonald will take it and attempt to make the push up ice. 14:20 left to go. In the third period, Georgia controls at neutral ice as he tries to hit the ref in the skates as Berezynski comes down to play some defense. Berezynski loses an edge. McDonald comes to assist, and a pass is nearly put in the back of the net, but it didn't get much on it as it is shut down by Luke Thurston. Kennesaw State now hide behind Thurston's cage, trying to figure out how to break this Georgia defense. A long bank pass off the boards is chased after by Spicinski, and he gets there first. Spicinski Lays out for the puck, tries to give it back to McDonald, but it is Georgia that controls it, but it bounces all the way back to the stick of Gagne.
Spicinski is very quick. That was a great play by him.
He is. Berezinski loses the puck now. Gagne back on defense. A slap shot. Goes stick side and into the goal. A turnover breaks this tie for Kennesaw State as Georgia leads 3-2 with 13:36 left to go in this third period.
I'll tell you what, that turnover in transition there, Kennesaw State was trying to make a line change, just gave up the puck kind of carelessly, and UGA makes them pay for it, that's for sure. 3-2.
And I'll tell you, Thurston's made about 3 or 4 breakaway saves today.
Yeah, absolutely. He can't be...
that's pretty good for a goaltender. I mean, you can't expect him to make every breakaway save every single time.
No, absolutely not. That's not why you have a goaltender.
Score now 3-2, 13:36 left to go as both teams line up for the faceoff. Georgia takes this one as he fans on a pass but blasts it on into the Kennesaw State zone where Thurston will tap it.
I'll tell you what, if there's anything to look forward to thus far, Andrew, it's that there's a lot of hockey left to play and a lot of hockey left for Kennesaw State to try and make a return to form here, hopefully.
That sounds like a plan to me as Gagne throws a bank pass off the boards where it is chased after by Arnold, but Georgia ends up with it. Georgia throws it all the way back down behind Luke Thurston's cage as it is brushed to the corner and controlled by UGA once again. Kennesaw State does not have much time of possession in this period at all. It's been all UGA so far in the third. Georgia now has it on the left side wing. A wrist shot is put past Thurston around the boards and controlled by UGA once again. An errant pass goes to the middle where it is attempted to be made a play on by Georgia, but no, it is off the boards. And almost controlled by Arnold, but UGA manages to get it once again. The right side point. A wrist shot goes off a body before it gets to Thurston and is eventually attempted to be brushed out, but it is chipped on back to the goal where Thurston will stop this one.
Not looking good, Andrew. I'm going to say it. I'm terrified.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. Hopefully we can get one of those friendly bounces that happened off of Berezinski's goal in a second.
We need our energy back. It looks like we've significantly slowed down here, and it would be very much beneficial for us to get our energy level back up and get skating quick again.
Well, 2 quick goals will do that to you as Georgia wins the faceoff once again, but Testino has it and throws it up ice, where it is
like this.
Yeah, it is Vanderkerkhoff that races all the way back down, but a Georgia player gets there first. Puck goes to the corner for McDonald. McDonald loses it to a UGA player as Georgia brings it back up ice. Georgia goes over the blue line. Berezinski to play some defense. A shot goes off either a skate of Thurston or off a stick of a UGA player and goes into the back of the net. It will be 4-2 Georgia.
Absolutely. Alrighty.
Apologize to anyone watching. There's apparently a fan that has a few too many Budweisers in his hand that just tried yelling at the camera.
That's pretty funny.
12:04 left to go in the third period. Score is 4-2 Georgia.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully Kennesaw, they're in a deep hole now, Andrew. Kennesaw needs to, nothing short of a miracle here. Kennesaw needs nothing short of a miracle to get back into this one, that's for sure. Especially with the momentum, sorry about that, especially with the momentum that UGA has thus far in the game.
Indeed, as Georgia has it on the right side corner, and a long pass over to the left wing is controlled by Georgia, and a slap shot put on goal but goes up high, where Georgia will control on the right corner. Georgia on the high point on the left side. A slap shot in and out of the glove of Thurston as it goes to the right side corner. UGA still in the right corner. A pass goes right beyond the reach of a UGA player at the high point and is chased down by Spicinski, but a Georgia player gets there first with some help.
I'll tell you what, Spicinski is never going to give up on that puck. He can go all the way end to end in record time to get to that puck.
Yes, he can, as Thurston goes out of his net to make a play on the puck, and it is Vanderkerkhoff that tries to get there, but McDonald ends up tapping the puck out. Vanderkerkhoff, a nice move off the boards to himself, brings it on over the blue line, and a shot on goal.
There
buries
we go.
It. Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff takes it the length of the ice and puts it high, stick side, to make this a 3-4 game. Just a 1-goal lead for Georgia. Vanderkerkhoff responding by himself and quickly with 11:02 left to go in the third period.
I'll tell you what, if there's anything to get the wind back in your sails, Andrew, it's going to be a great goal from Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff like that. Absolutely buried at high stick side like it wasn't no thing.
You can tell he's a little aggravated to want to make a play for himself, and he did just that.
Absolutely. He's been playing hard this game for sure, as he usually does. And it's good to see that there is still some fight left in the Kennesaw State Fighting Owls.
Ian McDonald lines up for the face-off. It's won by Georgia as it is thrown back in a KSU zone. Georgia has it in front of the net, and a wrist shot is put off looks like the blocker of Thurston as it goes to the right side of the ice. Puck goes around the boards where it is just out of reach for Testino as it bounces on back to the neutral zone. Kennesaw State controlling in their own zone as a long pass up for Tisdale is thrown to the right side corner. Georgia behind their own net. Throws it across ice to the left side corner where Tisdale makes a play on it, and a long slap shot just goes wide right as Evan Deere back on the ice chases that one down.
Hey, Evan Deere's back. It's good to see he is. Guess what? I think he watches a lot of hockey.
He might watch a lot of hockey as Georgia has it in the right side corner of their own zone. Georgia playing with it in their own zone as they make the push up ice over the blue line. Tisdale giving him something to think about as he makes the push all the way as Barasinski controls back in KSU zone.
I'll tell you what, Tisdale played that really well against a much larger UGA player. Managed to get sort of lower than his other center of gravity and sort of push him off balance.
Absolutely. Evan Deere gets the turnover in the neutral zone. A shot that was kind of a knuckleball put on goal is patted aside by the Georgia goaltender as we have a stoppage in play.
And a little bit of extracurricular activity. I believe Arnold finished a hit as the official timeout bell rang. And, yeah, immediately a penalty against University of Georgia here because the retaliation for the hit that he finished as the buzzer was going off was to slash him with a stick, Andrew. Hit him with a stick.
And that's a penalty 100%
that is
of the
a
time.
no. Sometimes that's a felony. Sometimes you actually get arrested for that. So hopefully this kid keeps his head cool and can continue playing this game.
Well, he's going to have to keep his head cool for 9:48 left to go in this third period as Kennesaw State has a two-man advantage, if I'm reading the scoreboard right.
Oh, Andrew.
They either put in that wrong or Kennesaw has a two-man advantage that I was not aware of.
Andrew.
Matt.
Andrew. It's a 5-on-3.
Yep, it's a 5-on-3 for Kennesaw State. And we will see if they can use this to their advantage.
Oh, my gosh.
It's been a while since we've had one of these in our favor. We've tried to kill these off a couple of times in the past, but rarely do we end up on the good end of a 5-on-3.
You are not kidding, Andrew. You are not kidding.
This will bring us down to 7:48 in the third, as Kennesaw State will have the two-man advantage for a fresh 2 minutes. Ian McDonald coming in to take this face-off. McDonald. And on the face-off, wins it. Arnold tries to back-tap it, and he does to Evan Deere. Deere spins around, gives it on over to McDonald, as McDonald throws it up to the point for Vanderkerkhoff. Vanderkerkhoff, a wrist shot, tried to be tipped in front by Arnold, but it's controlled by Georgia as they break away up the ice. A bank pass along the boards, a weird bounce off of what looked like the door of the rink as Isaiah Arnold brings it in. Gives it on back to McDonald on the right side wing. A pass to the point for Vanderkerkhoff, a wrist shot, high right. If that glass wasn't there, it came right at me. As Georgia tries desperately to get the puck out of the zone, and it is stopped before it can be cleared by Vanderkerkhoff. Great hustle there. Vanderkerkhoff, a pass on over to McDonald. McDonald on up to Vanderkerkhoff. A slap shot. Rebound score! Ian McDonald off of the absolute blast from Jeremy Vanderkerkhoff. The rebound goes right to his stick, and he buries it and ties this game up 4-4.
We have a tie game here in Athens, Andrew.
9:02 left to go in the third period. KSU scored.
Yes, and this will take, I believe, only one of the two penalties off, correct? So Kennesaw State, for another minute 14, should have another man advantage, hopefully.
I don't know. I forgot my rule book.
That's correct. Yeah, one-man advantage for Kennesaw State for another minute 14. Hopefully they'll be able to do a little something extra with this after tying the game up 4-4 here with 9:02 remaining.
And they scored in a hurry, Matt. What was that, 46 seconds, if I'm doing my math right? I'm not sure. KSU wins the faceoff as Vanderkerkhoff throws it along the boards where it goes behind UGA's goalie. Georgia in the left side corner, stopped by Arnold as it goes to the stick of Deere, but it's thrown just a bit too hard around the boards. where it will attempt to be cleared by Georgia, and eventually they will. No, it is knocked down by the elbow of Vander Kirchhoff. Heads up play there as he chips it on back into Georgia's zone.
Yeah,
as
wow.
McDonald races around trying to make a play. McDonald rips it right out from Georgia's possession as he back taps it to Deere. Deere, a centering pass for Spicinski. Spicinski controls behind the goaltender. Spicinski, a backhanded pass to McDonald. McDonald on the right side wing, a centering pass in front. A shot off the crossbar was Jeremy Vander Kirchhoff trying to get his second goal of the night. But just a bit too high as Georgia breaks away on the opposite end of the ice. 24 seconds left to go in this power play as it is stuffed in the corner by Georgia and eventually carried out by Gagne. KSU moving up ice, that is Testino. Testino puts a shot high into the mesh, and that will be a stoppage in play and an offensive zone faceoff with 7:59 left to go in this third period. 11 whole seconds left to go on this KSU power play.
Yes, indeed. Deflects off of a Georgia player's stick on that shot from Gagne. You know, he can really send him cooking all the way to the net. So,
And a good opportunity by Vander Kirchhoff, just put it a bit too high off the crossbar. Hopefully we can get another one of those opportunities.
that was actually off the left post, I believe. That was a hilarious face-off.
It was. As KSU controls it, as Berezinski puts the puck off of a skate of a Georgia player, and that is Georgia sending it the length of the ice where it will be touched by Thurston. Thurston taps it on out to Gagne. Gagne back around to Berezinski. Berezinski controls behind Thurston, trying to find an angle as we are back to full-strength hockey with 7:35 left to go in this third. Georgia back in their own zone with it, banks it along the boards and into the KSU zone where Berezinski will try to get to it first. It is swatted at by Georgia, just past the stick of Gagne. A centering pass in front is stopped by a stick of a KSU Owl as Kennesaw will control once again. Kennesaw takes a check as Georgia slaps it on back into the Kennesaw State zone where Gagne will run this one down. Gagne setting up a play behind Luke Thurston, gives it on over. That is Tisdale, I believe. I cannot see the number from here. No, that is Berezinski. As he throws it all the way back down to the Georgia zone, where it will bounce off the right corner and be taken by the Bulldogs. Georgia moving up the blue line in the neutral zone, back into Kennesaw State zone as he flips it all the way over to the right side corner. As KSU will desperately try to get it back in their control. As they manage to. Good piece of stick work there by Tisdale as that play is whistled off sides.
Oh, just a very good opportunity there for Kennesaw State to have I believe it was just an even man rush, but still they had a full head of steam. Unfortunate for them to be offsides on that one.
Takes a lot to kill that kind of momentum, but an offside will do just that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
6:42 left to go in the third. Score still 4-4 as both teams line up for this neutral zone faceoff. Georgia wins this one cleanly as they throw it back to the middle of the ice in their own zone, and a bank pass up the boards a bit too far, but not out of the reach of Berezinski. Berezinski manages to clear it as it's pushed back into Kennesaw zone. Georgia must retreat to be considered back on side. Kennesaw State on the right side of the ice throws at the length of the ice that will be in icing, as it was just a bit too far of the reach for Evan Deere. He may have been knocked down on the play. .6:18 left to go in this third period. Score still 4-4 as the offensive zone faceoff for Georgia is on Luke Thurston's right side. KSU wins this one, and it is controlled by Georgia behind the net.
Actually, technically, that would be Luke Thurston's left side, but our right side.
Our right side. You know what I meant. KSU and Georgia having a scrum in the corner now as Vander Kirchhoff races to control. UGA has the puck at neutral ice, blasted on back in behind Luke Thurston's cage, and it's controlled by Tristan Gagne, who holds on to it. Little backhanded pass on over for Berezinski. It throws it off the boards, up the ice, and off the referee's skate, of course, as Evan Deere brings it back up into the Georgia zone.
Oh, he is fast.
Deere, a back tap to McDonald, and a shot off the shoulder. Oh, no, excuse me, that was the skate of the Georgia goaltender, as now Georgia controls in their own zone and throws it all the way out to neutral ice. Georgia gets a run into the wall right there as Vander Kirchhoff tries to make a play on it and throws it on back into the Georgia zone as UGA banks it on back to neutral ice for the stick of Testino. Testino, a backhanded pass straight back into the possession of UGA as UGA makes the push up ice. Full head of steam here, a wrist shot just high, and it will bounce all the way back down to Georgia's zone. Isaiah Arnold giving chase now as it's thrown all the way to the opposite side corner for Georgia to control.
I'll tell you what, Isaiah Arnold can put the hits on people.
Yes, he can.
He did earlier and got a double penalty drawn for such a thing.
And Georgia now has it back in neutral ice after Kennesaw State just lost the puck, and it is flipped on into the left side of Kennesaw's zone. Ooh. Good piece of stick work there by Berezinski as he knocks the Georgia player clean off the puck as it just thrown back to the right side corner. Puck thrown all the way around the boards for Tisdale to collect, and a pass up to Haas. Haas brings it himself over the blue line. A shot hits the knee of a Georgia Bulldog, and it is controlled by McDonald. No, who gets tripped.
No?
But we're not going to call that.
That was blatant tripping.
As Georgia pushes it all the way back up, but it gets hit by an errant stick and thrown back to neutral ice. And now it is controlled by Gagne. Gagne tries to throw a pass to Tisdale, but Tisdale got knocked down at an odd angle on the play. He is limping as he tries to get off the ice. Gagne. As Van de Kerkhoff brings it himself over the blue line, throws it behind the net as it is controlled and spun back around by UGA. Georgia waiting behind their own goaltender as they throw it to the right side and begin their push. Puck somehow finds its way to the stick of Gagne. He didn't even know it was there, and it is thrown back to neutral ice and kicked and settled down by UGA player right there as it is thrown back in a Kennesaw State zone as a shot goes high and blocked away by Luke Thurston into the mesh. 3:36 left to go in the third period. Score still 4-4 after those 2 goals by Kennesaw State. Neither team having much of an advantage. Georgia maybe in a little bit of an edge in offensive possession after those 2 goals, but so far it's been pretty even. The puck just going end to end, and not many shots on goal by either team.
Absolutely, Andrew, and I'll tell you what, it's shaping up to be a close one here. If no goals are scored within this last couple minutes, we could be looking at a very intense overtime.
That might, if I can remember correctly, that might have been what happened the last time we played Georgia on our home ice.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that game. Ooh.
Puck goes in the corner. It's controlled by McDonald. A centering pass for Haas. And Haas with the beautiful pass from either McDonald or Deere. I couldn't quite see it. I'll give them both an assist. And Haas puts it on the right side of the net. I think it careened it off the post, and it just bounces in, finds the same angle that a Georgia player found on Thurston earlier today, but instead this time it's KSU burying it. Max Haas with the goal with 3:23 left to go in the third period.
I believe what had happened there was Evan Deere was the one who went to the ice with the UGA defenseman. And then a centering pass, I couldn't see who the centering pass was from, found its way right to Max Haas for that swifty goal.
I think McDonald and Deere both got assists on that play.
I'll tell you what, I'll give the whole team assists on that play because we are up 5-4.
Give some to the bench.
We are up 5-4 with 3:10 left to play, Andrew.
Absolutely, and Georgia has it, trying desperately to get out of their own zone. He is harassed by McDonald as Georgia brings it back over the blue line. A shot goes wide right of Thurston as it is controlled on the boards by Georgia as it tips it on back to the stick of Gagne. Gagne back taps it to Berezinski, and Berezinski throws it on up, intended for Deere, but it goes just out of his reach. A shot on goal is stopped before it can get there, and attempted wraparound by Georgia is fought off by Thurston.
This is one of those offensive charges that we saw from Georgia after the last set of Kennesaw State goals. They're going to come out here and be unbelievably aggressive, and Kennesaw State needs to keep up and hang on for dear life if they want to keep this lead.
Georgia player somehow ended up in the back of the net. I don't know how that happened, but that does not count as a goal.
Yeah, you can't score yourself into the goal. Sorry about it.
Looks like a bit of chatter in front of the net with 2:32 left to go in the third. Score is still 5-4.
Absolutely. This game has been more than chippy for the majority of this.
Don't stop believing's playing.
I won't. What?
Nothing.
I believe in the dream where Kennesaw State comes in here and humiliates Georgia in front of all of their fans.
That would be nice. I mean, that would make us the absolute
just units.
Absolute units in this student section. Sure, I'll go with a unit. Why not? That works. Spysinski in on this faceoff in the Kennesaw State zone as Georgia takes this one. Puck goes all the way around the board, almost behind Thurston, but it's controlled on the left side wing. And it looks like there was a penalty on KSU there, probably for retaliation, as Georgia will have a man advantage for 2 minutes, and it will bring us down very close to the end of the period. So Kennesaw State really needs to pull off this penalty kill here.
Yes, indeed, Andrew. This is crucial. You absolutely can't let a goal through here. You need to step up on that penalty kill as they have been all year.
Speaking of stepping up on the penalty kill, a clear there by Berezinski goes all the way back down to the Georgia zone, where they will stop and recover.
Oh,
An intercepted pass there by Berezinski, takes a hard check, gets sent down to the ice as Georgia brings it back up into the Kennesaw State zone. A minute 44 left to go in the third period with 1:10 left to go on the power play, and a pass to the left side wing put on goal just past Thurston as Evan Deere tries to chase that one down. Puck on the right side wing now. Deere still trying to give chase as a puck goes up high off a piece of equipment of some player, and attempted clear is stopped by Georgia and brings it on back to the right side corner. Georgia on the right side point looking for an angle on Thurston. A wrist shot goes high and is stopped dead by the glove of Luke Thurston, who read that one the entire way.
You could see that glove stick up and reach out and grab that puck seemingly effortlessly.
A minute 19 left to go in the third. 48 more seconds left to go on this power play as one of the two teams calls a timeout to discuss.
I wonder which team.
Probably one that's down, Matt. Probably one that's down.
That would probably do it. You think they'll pull the goalie?
They might have to.
Ooh, if they pull the goalie, that'd be interesting.
Thing is, if they pull the goalie, we can just start lobbing pucks down the ice with no repercussions for icing because we're still on a disadvantage here.
Yeah, that would be 6-on-4, though. That'd be difficult.
Yeah, let's get Thurston a goal.
That'd be difficult.
Let's get Thurston a goal.
Let's get Luke Thurston. Let's get him a goal. Yeah,
Luke Thurston. If you're listening, if you have an earpiece in your helmet, get us a goal, please.
I agree. We should be running ads during these timeouts, Andrew.
With what sponsor or what company? The Classic Center? We don't work for them. We don't work for anybody.
This broadcast brought to you by the SuperGameCastBros.
This broadcast brought to you by absolutely no one.
It's brought to you by you and me. It's brought to you by you, me, and a can-do attitude, Andrew, is what it's brought to you
That's all
by.
that's needed. And 2 microphones, a laptop, and a camera.
Well, that also helps.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an assist. I mean, we started this off without the camera.
That is very true.
A game last year.
That is very true. This is going to be an interesting one, Andrew.
I just hope KSU can hold on, as, like I said before, they can just start firing pucks down the ice if they pull the goalie, but no, it looks like Georgia will still have Emily Barber in their goal.
Brought to you by the market at KSU.
That works. Brought to you by the Commons.
Hey, there you go. Brought to you by the Commons.
The Commons. They're free advertising. Get your dining dollars or your meal swipes. Go and have a pleasant meal with your friends.
I'll tell you what I would love to have is a soundboard so we could play like dumb sound effects.
That would
like
be
we're
nice.
on a radio show.
That would be nice. But Georgia wins the face-off with a minute 10 left to go in the period as a shot careens in front of Luke Thurston as Georgia does pull their goalie and racing up the ice is Kennesaw State. They can put this one away, and it is stopped by Georgia before they can put it in the back of the net.
Wow, the goalie manages to get back in the net.
Tremendous speed there by Barber as Georgia pushes all the way back into the Kennesaw State zone. Barber once again leaves the ice as the puck goes up and into the catching glove of a Georgia player as it is controlled by Kennesaw, fired down the ice and stopped by a knee of a Georgia Bulldog with 10 seconds left to go on this power play as Evan Deere plays some football, sending a man to the ground with 35 seconds left to go in this period.
Pandemonium here. It's very hectic as Georgia is empty net once again.
And we are back to full strength with 28 seconds left to go in this third period. Georgia still with the man advantage because of that pulled goalie. A slap shot from the right side wing, and it is stopped before it can get to Luke Thurston as Berezinski attempted to chase that down, but it is controlled by Georgia. A glove save there by Luke Thurston with 15.5 left to go in this third period. Kennesaw State with the 1-goal lead. Let's see if they can hang on for just a few more seconds.
That extra attacker does have me worried, Andrew.
Should have everyone worried, Matt. If you've ever watched any hockey, you know that a one-man advantage can mean a lot. An extra rebounder, an extra stick on the ice, it can mean anything.
Contrary to popular belief, I watch a lot of hockey.
Oh, do you?
I actually do. Shut up.
Both teams lining up for the offensive zone faceoff? No, they're not. It looks like we have another timeout.
What?
I spoke a little too soon.
Trying to draw up one last Hail Mary play for UGA here as the student section is all but clearing out.
And they are leaving nothing behind but the hopes and dreams of their hockey team and a bunch of empty beer cans, maybe some napkins.
A lot of empty beer cans.
Plate of nachos over there, bag of chips.
A lot of empty
beer
cans.
This is a beautiful facility. Just take care of it, right?
Yeah, there are recycling bins and trash cans all over this facility, and yet I can count no less than 10, 10 empty beer cans abandoned by UGA players. Or UGA.
UGA players that come up at the stands and throw cans up here.
Yeah, why not? The UGA fan base, you know what? It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, and I don't much appreciate it. But I mean, granted, we all know that they were never here for the hockey game to begin with.
Nah, just the camaraderie of their friends, a couple of brews, and just a kick back and watch a cold sport. Both teams coming back on the ice now. 15.5 left to go in the third.
But I'm going to zoom in for this final possession here.
It's probably a good idea. Both teams lining for the face-off now as Kennesaw State looks to make one last stand to put this game away, as the face-off is won by seemingly no one as it goes to the left side corner. Georgia has on the left point. Over to the right wing, a slap shot off a body in front. That was Testino laying out for that one. 4 seconds left to go in the period. 2-1. There's a scrum in the corner, and that is the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Final score, KSU Owls 5, University of Georgia Ice Dogs 4.
We do have a little bit of extracurricular activity on the ice. However, that will be the game, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I'll tell you what, we had an absolute whale of a time. The final score here, University of Georgia 4, Kennesaw State Fighting Owls 5. In a hard-fought game in which Kennesaw State manages to come from 2 goals down to pull out a glorious victory here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate it. And we will catch you guys on Saturday for when University of Kennesaw State
University of Kennesaw State University.
Listen, it's been a long
UKSU
day.
plays Georgia Tech.
UKSU, shut up.
I'm not sure what time. I think it might be 1:30. I think I will check up on that, and we will get KSU to tweet out a game time. But thank you again for watching, and we will see you on Saturday.